Federal agents just launched one of the largest raids in Chicago history. Nearly 300 armed federal officers, helicopters overhead, with agents rappelling out of the helicopters into buildings, and an early morning strike on a foreign gang terrorist organization entrenched in our city. This wasn't just another police action, it was a coordinated show of federal power. And the group targeted? It was Tren de Aragua, a Venezuelan gang and terrorist organization expanding across our republic. 24 suspects are now in custody, but what comes next? Will this operation finally turn the tide, or is it the beginning of a bigger fight? So do you guys think raids like this are the answer to restoring safety in our cities? I think so, and I voted for this stuff. If you guys did too, please drop your thoughts in the comments below. And the story keeps getting crazier. And the details from inside the raid, they change absolutely everything for our nation. So my name is Tom. I'm with the Daily Beltway. I'm also publisher of the Illinois Review and a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. And before we dive in, please make sure you subscribe. We're a growing channel, and every like, comment, and subscription helps us reach more people who care about the truth. So even a thumbs up or I voted for this helps out more than you guys could ever understand. So we're going to go ahead and check this out. It's Fox News senior correspondent Mike Tobin. He was on the scene reporting live during the operation. Check this out. It's insane.
It's hard to see, but there's a helicopter right there on this building, and that helicopter has just inserted snipers for the protection of all these federal agents you can see entering the building. What they are after, 6 particular individuals associated with Tren de Aragua. They say these individuals are responsible for dealing in guns, long guns and handguns, as well as drugs. The helicopter is now just taken off. This is really an unprecedented show of federal force. Almost 300 agents coming to get control of this building and the people inside.
That's crazy.
They detained about 24 people, searching only apartments where no rent was being paid. So far, we don't know if they got the high-value targets they've been tracking. One guy did display a Tren de Aragua tattoo. But the new detainees are being held and processed at this ICE facility in Broadview.
That is exactly what I voted for. And J.B. Pritzker said, stop sending in federal forces. We can handle this on our own. We need to protect Americans. J.B. Pritzker. He wants to run for president, guys. Let me know what you think about him running for president in the comments. So, federal forces stormed a Chicago apartment building early Tuesday morning, targeting members of the Tren de Aragua terrorist organization. Nearly 300 agents moved in before dawn, with helicopters lighting the skies and tactical units surrounding the building. By mid-morning, 24 suspects were detained, along with weapons, poison, you know what I'm talking about, and contraband. And Tren de Aragua, they started in Venezuela's prisons, but in just a few years, it spread across Latin America and into our republic. They are now a terrorist organization, and their methods are brutal, exploiting migrant communities, trafficking poison, and enforcing control with violence. And officials say Chicago became one of their key hubs. Not a surprise. So do you guys think foreign gangs like this should be treated as terrorist groups? You know, like that's what we voted for. Let me know in the comments, guys, for or against it. And President Trump already took that step earlier this year, designated Tren de Aragua as a foreign terrorist organization. That gave law enforcement the tools to freeze their money, track their leaders, and hit their networks harder than ever. And that's what I wanted to happen. The operation in Chicago is being described as unprecedented by every single media outlet, because it is. Helicopters in an urban raid are rare, but authorities say it was necessary to ensure that the suspects did not escape. And community members woke up to searchlights and heavy gear on their streets. And some say they're finally starting to feel safe. And others worry about fallout in the migrant communities. But here's the part that they never expected. This raid is not the last. Sources tell us similar actions are being planned in other cities where Tren de Aragua has a footprint. And that means that the fight is only escalating. So do you guys think Trump's law and order strategy is working? Let me know in the comments below, because I tend to read almost all of them. So if you guys if you got value from this update, please tap subscribe. My opinion is next. And again, if you can, like, comment, and share. Even text it to people. Helps break through that restriction. And that's how we stand together as patriots. You got to work together. So this raid matters because it shows what happens when the federal government actually uses its power to protect citizens instead of ignoring crime. For too long, gangs and terrorist organizations like Tren de Aragua spread unchecked, hiding in plain sight. But under Trump, the gloves are off. Our republic is stronger when law-abiding citizens can live without fear, and no family should have to worry about foreign gangs taking over their neighborhoods. So, critics, they're going to say, operations like this are a little too aggressive, but I want you guys to ask the families in Chicago and across this country who have been terrorized by this organization, this gang, this terrorist, whatever you want to call them. I don't think it was too aggressive. You know, I think it was just finally justice. And this is the kind of actions that keep Americans safe. So stay aware, stay vocal, and never back down from defending our republic.